Welcome everybody to the 7 o'clock session of Festival of Learning for Tuesday night. We're in week 4 and hopefully you have all enjoyed all of the sessions and we're in for a treat for this one. Lynette Anderson from the Rotary Club of North Sacramento is going to talk about Peacebuilding Club. So Lynette, you're on.
Okay. And Ken Fong is our tech person, or are you, Mary Jo?
I'm here. She's there. We're both. Teamwork.
Okay. Wow. I get 2 tech people.
No, I don't know tech. I'm just the host.
Okay.
I serve the drinks.
Okay. So ignore this. If you want to put a question in chat, Ken and Mary Jo will be monitoring it, and I will answer it as soon as they interrupt me and let me know that it's there. So basically the plan for becoming a Peace Builder Club is on the Rotarian Action Group for Peace website. And if you go on there, there's really a lot of information. And so all of this was taken from the Rotarian Action Group for Peace. I think it costs $50 a year or something to join. So it starts out, they have all of this different stuff about why you should become a Peace Builder Club. By the way, I looked on, they have this map, and I looked, and there aren't really that many Peace Builder Clubs in the United States. There ought to be more. So the purposes of a Peace Builder Club are to implement Rotary's peace and conflict resolution area of focus. What this means is to look for programs that have their primary purpose as peace and conflict prevention or resolution. For instance, the Braver Angels fishbowl that we did fairly recently could be considered a peace and conflict prevention resolution area of focus. And Bill and Jack were both panelists on that. You guys want to say anything about that? Just a word or two?
I'll just say that I thought it was a fantastic event. I think that more people throughout the district and actually just around the country should do it. I thought it was wonderful.
What about you, Jack?
I can echo the same sentiments. It was very enlightening. It was nice to be able to have people disagree and not really being polite about it and really getting their point across. So.
Mm-hmm. So the next phase, what we're thinking about doing is something called depolarization within, which is another program that they have through Braver Angels. All of the both of those are peace and conflict prevention resolution area of focus programs, and just ideas. To address divisiveness and polarization, which is again what Braver Angels did, build stronger, more harmonious communities and the world, and of course anything that is going to promote communication. Civil communication is going to promote peace. To maximize peace building for every project. So within the Rotary umbrella, we've got the 7 areas of focus, and the underlying purpose of all of those is to promote peace. You know, if you give water, if you are allocating resources in a fair way, that's going to promote peace. And so the Peace Builder Clubs have that as one of their purposes as well. And to advance world understanding, goodwill, and peace. I think that the fact that Rotary is in the business of peace is one of the best kept secrets out there. And I think that it's important for us to let people know that this is something that Rotary is engaged in. And the basic responsibilities of Peace Builder Club are to educate and empower, to engage in peacemaking, to raise the profile, which means to let people know that we are in the business of peace, and to support the Rotary Peace Centers. We actually have right now several people that are in the pipeline for Peace Scholars. Joanne Hilton is working on that. And as you might all know, we're a Peace Builder district. We contributed, I think it was $25,000 or $50,000. I can't remember which one it is, to promote
20,
or to
25.
25 to support the peace centers all over the world. And that was a very unexpected and much appreciated contribution by District 5180. So this is one of the cool things that's on the Rotary Action Group for Peace website. And basically what it does is it helps you connect with other Peace Builder clubs. So you can see from this map that there are 184 Peace Builder clubs in Northern California. And as you go through this, you can narrow it down to Peace Builder clubs just in California or Peace Builder clubs just in the United States. And so this shows how, you know, there are clubs, and then there are other groups that Rotaract clubs, all of them that have registered with the Rotary Action Group for Peace and have one of their main purposes as peace building. And on the website, they have this apply, learn, and act. So they make it really, really easy to become a Peace Builder club. So you just click on the apply, and there's actually an application that you can fill out. And these are the steps to become a Peace Builder club. They have a bunch of information about different Peace Builder clubs and the Rotary Action Group for Peace. There's all kinds of information. There are directories of people who are former Peace Scholars, different projects that people are engaged in. So it's a whole network full of information that you can get to help you become a Peace Builder club. Create a peace committee with a chair and at least 2 members, which means that you have to have 3 people in your club in order to become a Peace Builder club. I think that giving people chocolate will help get the 2 people to be members of your committee. One of the things that is important is to have the chair also engaged with the peace committee at the district level. That's the way that this whole thing becomes synergistic. So notify the district peace chair, that is moi, of the name of your peace chair. That's so that I can bribe them with more chocolate to become part of the peace committee at the district level. You need to present at least 2 Peace Builder education programs to your club or community. And again, these can be a whole bunch of different things, but right now we are doing a couple of really cool things that can trickle down from the district level to your club that qualify for Peace Builder education programs. One of the things that we're doing, and I'm going to be talking about it a little bit later, is the DEI peace movies that we're going to be doing once a month. We're going to just keep doing them once a month, encouraging people to watch the movie and then engage in a discussion about the movie. And the movies all have a primary purpose of either peace or diversity, education, and they're feature films, so they're not documentaries. They're fun to watch. Plan and engage in at least 2 Peace Builder projects or activities during the Rotary year. Support the Rotary International peace programs. That can be monetarily or just by having Peace Scholars come and talk to your club. And with Zoom, that makes it really easy. Submit a Peace Builder Club report by this year, June 1st. And continue to support peace building activities throughout the year. So these are action items. You can join the Rotary Action Group for Peace. You can join the Global Peacebuilder Club Network Facebook group, which gives you all kinds of information about different things that people are doing. We all need to be involved with more Facebook pages and groups, right? On the Rotary Action Group for Peace website, they have actual programs that you can engage in to get more education about peace. They have a Peace Academy. Just start a peace project. Apply for a global grant, and that goes along with the 7 areas of focus. And so you can do a global grant that focuses primarily on peace. So several years ago, our club was engaged with a global grant whose primary focus was peace. Gail Irvin, I don't know whether you all remember her. She was sponsored by the Orangeville Club, and she was a peace scholar. She went to the 3-month program in Thailand. And I stayed in contact with her, and she was working on a Peace Guardian program in, is it Kenya? Kenya. The pastoral tribes were in a lot of conflict over pasture land, over water, over resources, and there was constant fighting between these different tribes, stealing people, stealing livestock, mostly to get new bloodlines into their livestock to strengthen it. But they were having a lot of conflict. And through this Peace Guardian program, what they were doing was setting up a system so that these tribes could actually be working together to allocate pasture land, give pasture land a chance to regenerate. And the reward for getting involved in this Peace Guardian program was that the grant would dig them water wells. So they were getting water wells for peace, which was kind of a cool program. The idea was a fabulous idea, but politics got in the way, and I think that it never did go anywhere, unfortunately. Mediators Beyond Borders was the main driver of it. But the idea was still a good idea. And the only reason I'm talking about this project was because it was definitely a project that's primary purpose was to promote peace, as opposed to water, maternal health, you know, the other areas of focus. And again, engage with the Peace Fellows. Ask the Peace Fellows to come and talk to your club. So these are the some of the movies. The last movie that we saw was My Name is Khan. Did anybody participate in the discussion? I know Kathy Clemens did. Anybody else on here able to do that?
No, but
I can't.
Will you have another discussion?
We are not going to have another discussion about My Name is Khan. It was a fabulous movie.
I agree. Thank you.
A fabulous, fabulous movie. And when we selected it, I had no idea how great it really was. And I think that it touched on so many different ideas, and it was so well done. And we had a wonderful discussion about it. And I know that some people missed it, but that's just the first movie. The next movie that we're going to do, the one in May, is going to be The Farewell. I don't know whether you've heard about it. A lot of the movies that we're going to be presenting have subtitles. If that's a problem for you, then that's a problem for you. But I think that when you're dealing with diversity, dealing with subtitles is something that I think we need to push ourselves to do, because I think that it really opens our minds. It's easier to have subtitles when you have rented the film, because you can kind of stop on certain things and go back and read them over and again. Fazia Kival, who's one of the members of the Elk Grove Rotary Club, and she's on the Peace Committee. When I first looked, I said, first of all, 2 hours and 45 minutes, really, Fazia? And she, was like, I didn't know how I was going to be able to get through that. I broke it up into 2 different parts, and I was glad that I ended up doing that. And then I said, subtitles, and she says, Lynette, I think that it's really a good idea for you guys to have to deal with subtitles. When immigrants come to this country, everything is like in subtitles. And it's a nice exercise to be able to actually experience that. It's part of learning about other people. And I think that she's absolutely right. And
Hey, this is Joanne. Joanne, I just want to say it's a great movie, and it provoked a great discussion. So enjoyed it terrifically. If you get a chance to see it, be sure and have your Kleenex ready.
Yeah. And one of the things that we talked about is to show these movies even within your club. Have a movie night within your club. Make it a social event. So you don't have to depend on the district in order to do these movies. Your club could have, and Joanne has done this at the Lincoln Rotary Club as well, they've created their own DEI committee. And they can, as part of the DEI committee, they can show a movie, have the food that goes along with the movie, make it into a social night, and then have a discussion about this movie. It's hard to do that with a 2 hour and 45-minute movie, but you could watch the movie one night and then have the discussion another night or something like that. There are ways to get around it. But I think that it's a fabulous way to open people's eyes about what's going on in the world. And I was so happy with how that discussion, Joanne, don't you think that that was a fabulous discussion?
Yeah, it was terrific. And I want to give kudos to Barbara Baptiste, who's on here. She's the one who started our DEI committee at Lincoln. And so, but it was, the discussion was really great. And I think, it just provokes you to think about it in a different way. So good stuff.
Yeah.
How did you do it, Joanne? Did you break it into 2 nights, or see it one night and discussion another night, or?
We haven't done that with our club.
Oh,
we just did it with the Peace Committee.
okay.
But it was Barbara who started the committee, and we're getting we've now got several people who are interested in our committee, and I give kudos to Barbara for driving that.
I just want to say hi, since my name is being thrown around. I wanted to add, Lynette, we did meet Joanne and Clark and I, and just applauded him. He gave a great report to our committee. But in our discussion of getting the DEI together, we're talking about having My Name is Khan, again, for our club.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm saying also. People don't have to just watch it for the district. They can actually do it for their club. And I think that what Kathy Clemens was asking when she asked how you watch the movie, not as a club, I think she was asking as an individual how you watched it. For instance, I broke it into 2 different parts, one on one night, one on the next night. And the one limitation on that is that when you're renting the movies from Amazon Prime, it's $3.99, but you have to watch it within 48 hours. So anyway,
I'm sorry, Lynette, we actually bought it for $15, so we've got it forever. And I'll tell you, that's the first movie I think we've seen since Star Wars. It was that good.
Yeah, very good. It was so good.
I think everybody should go over to Kathy's house and watch that movie since they bought
I'm ready. I'm ready. Come on over. Only if Bill Bowen comes.
On the Rotary Action Group for Peace, they also have a peace library resource with all different kinds of information. You could spend hours looking through that Rotary Action Group for Peace website. It's just got so much information. And I think part of the value of it is to just inspire you and to find partners. You can go through that map and find out what other people are doing and partner with them. I just I think that a lot of times people think that peace is somebody else's problem, and when you see how dedicated these people are, and see what they're trying to do and partner with them, I think that the whole point is to inspire you and come up with your own ideas about things. And just like, you know, with these, peace can be fun. I think that sometimes people don't think that that it can be fun, but watching these movies and doing all of that stuff, you're learning, you are opening your horizons, and you're having a lot of fun at the same time.
Mhm.
So here are some more resources that are on that website. The Positive Peace Academy. And they have a Positive Peace workbook. They have the discussion guide, a curriculum matrix. They have information about the Rotary Peace program, and there you go.
Excellent, excellent.
And you're getting out of here early too.
Lynette, were you going to talk about the Harvard test?
I can talk about the Harvard test.
Okay.
So I don't know how many of you have taken the Harvard implicit bias test, but you can just go online, and they have multiple. Desiree, you were raising your hand saying you've taken it. So they have multiple categories that you can take it under, and I think that it's a very enlightening thing to do. It seems like during different times of your life, you end up with different results, but it tells you stuff about yourself that you probably didn't realize. I think that almost all of us think that we don't have biases, but I think that the research has sort of told us that everyone has biases, and the Harvard implicit bias test helps to identify what those biases are. And once you know what they are, then you can try to modify them if you want, so that you are less biased. We've been kind of talking about it at the Peace Committee. By the way, I think that just being a part of the District Peace Committee, having somebody, we really want to have one person, at least one person from every club on the District Peace Committee. And I think that just having that network is going to go a long way toward disseminating information about the different kinds of things that we're planning on doing with the Peace Committee. We're still trying to come up with a speaker bureau, and having input from people in the district would be very helpful. We kind of went round and round on that speakers bureau about whether people would rather hear from others within their own club or people from outside, and so we kind of got stalled on that. I'm kind of thinking that we could put information about people outside of the club, and if you want to take advantage of that, that's fine. At least it's there. And so that is something that we're trying to do on the Peace Committee. But having more people on the Peace Committee is, it's just going to make our efforts to promote peace in District 5180 that much stronger. We only meet once a month, Saturday at 10 o'clock. This Saturday, it's going to be a problem. Joanne thinks that we should meet at 10:15 because there's something else going on at the district level earlier than that. So maybe we'll back it up for 15 minutes so that more people can be involved. But just meeting with the people who are on the Peace Committee and seeing how dedicated and passionate people in our own district are about peace, it inspires you and motivates you to live your life in a different way. Of course, kindness is always something that everybody can do. And when you meet with other people who are also passionate about all of this, it just motivates you to live your life in a kinder way.
So we'll start at 10:15.
I think that's what we're gonna do.
Okay.
I'm relying, Joanne is the one who is the important person here because we're going to be using her account.
Oh, sure. 10:15. Okay.
Yeah. I don't think that's.
I plan to attend.
Right. The biggest problem for me is that I'm supposed to get my second COVID shot at 11:40. And so I need to make sure we get out of there so I can get my second COVID shot.
They'll
So
take
does
you
anybody?
they'll take you at 11:50, I bet you.
I think that they will. I sort of ran the Amazing Race the last time. I didn't realize, I thought I actually had to be there at 11:40. And when I was running late, mostly because I went to the wrong location, I thought they were going to cancel my appointment, but they didn't. So we made it through. I think they'll take me.
Yeah.
Especially now, it seems like they've got all these spaces and everything. So
Yeah.
does anybody have any questions, any more questions about becoming a Peace Builder Club?
Lynette, I put a question in the chat that is there a resource for some of these peace scholars to talk to our club, whether they're a past peace scholar or a current peace scholar? Is there a
They
resource?
have, right, they have on the Rotary Action Group for Peace website, they have basically a summary of each person's credentials, I guess is the right word to say.
Their bio or
right, their bio. And so you can pick and choose depending on the topic, because these peace scholars really do have a wide range of areas that they're involved in. And I think that that's something else that sometimes people don't really understand, is that there's such a huge range of people who are in the business of peace.
Our Roseville Rotary Club had a peace scholar speak week before last, and I wish I'd known about it in advance, but she spoke to us for about 40 minutes and she was incredible, just incredible. It might still be on Facebook Live, our Roseville Rotary Club, but what
did she talk about, Kathy?
Her mom was born in the United States. Her dad, I believe, was born in Japan. I had never heard the word hafu, H-A-F-U, but she talked about having, she didn't look particularly Japanese or Asian, but when she goes to Japan to visit, she's treated as an American. And sadly so. She was just a phenomenal speaker, but the hafu is, my niece speaks several Asian languages, and she said it's very derogatory, that if you're half anything, you're not treated well. So I had no idea. but she's,
So what is she doing? What is she doing as a peace scholar?
well, I think she completed her, is it 2 years of study, I think? And now
It's a master's program?
she is doing films, and several of them have been on broadcast channels.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
About this Half-Food thing?
I assume, but I didn't get the names of her videos, but she was amazing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does anybody else have any comments or questions?
There
Does
is
everybody
another,
join
there
a
is another question in the chat. It says, is the focus on international peace building, or does it include domestic peace building too?
Obviously, it includes domestic peace building because one of the focuses is on polarization, which is a big problem in the United States. So it's not just on international. In fact, one of my favorite things, I got introduced to Taoism through Winnie the Pooh. Have you guys heard about the Tao of Pooh, the book? So it's a cute little book. Taoism is not a religion, it's a philosophy, but Lao Tse is the person who is kind of behind Taoism. And he is also behind a lot of these Chinese proverbs that people hear all the time. So one of the things that Lao Tse says is to have peace in the world, you must have peace between countries. To have peace between countries, you must have peace between cities. To have peace between cities, you must have peace between neighborhoods. To have peace between neighborhoods, you must have peace in your home. And to have peace in your home, you must have peace in your heart. And so there's no way that you can be talking about peace and just isolate it to international projects. It starts in your heart. And that is why I was saying that just being a kind person, and the last couple of years, I've encouraged people to just practice random acts of kindness on the International Day of Peace. You should practice random acts of kindness every day. But if we can just get people to do it on one day and kind of start a trend, I think that that's an accomplishment, and it's something that everyone can do. The other day, I was in the line at McDonald's, and the person in front of me paid for the, when I got up there, they said, "Oh, they've already paid for you." I couldn't believe it. It's the first time that's ever happened. It made my day.
Anybody else have questions, comments, concerns? Great information, Lynette. Opened eyes, I'm sure, of my own and others, I would imagine. Anybody have other comments? Joanne?
Yeah, I think that it's really been a revelation to me that it isn't just peace when you think of mitigating peace and conflict in South America or the Middle East or whatever. It starts at home. It starts at home, and that's, with whether it's sex trafficking, whether it's crime, whether it's homelessness, whatever. We can start here. We don't have to go abroad to do this. And I think that was a really interesting concept to me from beginning with this. And I think if we bring that home, and Rotary has a great role to play there, we can help change the world. And I just love Peace Scholars. I think that the idea of just planting all these people, like 1,500 of them across the world, to generate that feeling of, we don't have to look at things from a force point of view. We can look at things a different way, is a tremendous, I mean, it's a phenomenal objective of Rotary to do this.
Mhm,
And I loved it to be a part of that. That's a really tiny, tiny part of that.
mhm. Kind of piggybacking on what Joanne is saying, I think that the reason why I am so passionate about peace is because I'm a family law attorney and I see all of these families in crisis. And, from domestic violence to just all of the mental health issues, the alcoholism, the drug addiction, child abuse, all of the things that are happening with families. And that's what I have to deal with every single day. And I just keep thinking there has to be a better way.
Mhm.
Do you bring them into your Rotary Club, Lynette?
No,
Okay, just being silly.
Anybody else have questions, comments? Hank and Suzanne said, thanks for sharing. Sydney says to everyone, Joanne, something about Joanne. Hands up to Joanne. I could interpret for Sydney. Anybody else?
I'll make a comment. I think when I used to think of peace, it was always over there. And I think that's sometimes hard for us to wrap our arms around. Oh, I can't do anything over there. But I think the comments about what you can do here, what you can do in your community, in your own home, and the example, Lynette, that you shared about somebody buying your meal that was ahead of you in line. I look for ways to let people, when I'm driving, if they need to come out of a driveway or a parking lot or something, usually I wasn't always thinking about trying to let them in. Didn't say I wouldn't try to, but now I really go out of my way. How can I let somebody in? You never know what's going to make somebody's day and change their attitude and keep them positive. And I really think we can all do that. And I would love to see us practice random acts of kindness every day. So thank you.
I would love it every day too.
So I appreciate it.
But you got to start somewhere. And the International Day of Peace is a great place to start.
Mhm.
But I appreciate you bringing it home. And I think that's where we can do something and we can wrap our arms around that. So thank you.
Mhm. Don't forget to call someone and share your love. We say
That's
we're
right.
going to call, but I did it with a friend. It was her birthday and she wasn't around. So I left her a message, but then I decided I'm going to keep calling until I get her. And she just couldn't stop saying, oh, I can't believe it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And then I got all puffed up because she was so happy.
Yeah, it doesn't take much.
It
really
doesn't take much. It doesn't take much.
And the thing about it is that when you do that, it comes right back to you.
It comes back to absolutely. I was so thrilled with myself. It made me feel great. Yeah, I thought, gee whiz, that's kind of magical. But that's what I try to do, share. I just say hi, thinking of you. And then a friend of mine is going through real serious illness. She no longer can walk. She's in a wheelchair. And we laughed. I told her, because she's very funny, has a marvelous sense of humor. And when I called her, we cried. I said, I'm crying real tears because I started sharing some of the things that she had done, very direct. And she just got such a big kick out of the fact that I had accumulated all these stories about her. So sometimes you don't even think it's going to be that big, well, let me call, but I had a ball.
Nice.
It comes back to you, and I think that there's so much negativity now in the world, and to just be able to do something nice for someone and get that immediate sense of, oh, I've made someone smile. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, great information, Lynette. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you to Ken for being your tech person. And we will see some of you tomorrow evening at 5:30. Oh, maybe I could be even know enough to know what it's going to be at 5:30 tomorrow.
It's
Finding
the
Rotary
Fellowship and
Friends.
Rotary Action Group for that. I'm going to be in that one too.
Fellowship and Rotary Action Group.
But they're only letting me talk for like 5 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
And then at 7 tomorrow is Young Professionals. So 2 good sessions tomorrow. They've all been great. Thank you all for coming. Have a great evening. Thanks, Ken.